Welcome one, welcome all to the iRacing Galaxy Trucks 200 from the virtual Martinsville Speedway under the lights. One of the first times you get to enjoy lights around Martinsville in the sim, and it's going to be awesome seeing these Galaxy Truckers take on 200 laps around this paperclip short track. Tonight, I'm joined back at the broadcast booth from his duties on track last week, again by the mastermind of Josh Coppernoll Television. Josh Coppernoll, welcome back to the booth, my friend. We missed you. Unfortunately, Texas didn't turn out to be the race you wanted to have, but nonetheless, it was good to see you get out there on the track, but excited to have you back up here in the booth.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back up here. I had a blast last week. I only ran about half the race. So I had a blast for what I was in. Didn't go the way I wanted it to, but all in all, I still had a lot of fun there, and just glad I didn't ruin anybody's day. I had a pretty close call with the champion Alonso Chicano, but it was real fun. So happy to be back at the booth though, and watch these guys do 200 laps around Martinsville Speedway.
As always, well, we get a little treat tonight. We get to watch these Galaxy Truckers take on this short track. Josh, what should we expect tonight from these guys? How do you see this one playing out, especially with the lights now around this short track?
Well, I think this is really cool. First of all, having the lights here, something that these guys aren't used to by any means. So that's going to be really awesome. But, it's short track racing, Eric. We're going to see lots of bumping and banging, probably a lot of cautions. It's going to be an exciting one nonetheless, and I'm really excited to see how this one plays out.
Alrighty, well, we'll go ahead and I'll let you get ready for an interview here, but we'll go ahead and start with our picks to win the race. Josh, who do you take tonight in this driver lineup to take the checkered flag at the end of the day?
Well, this was definitely a tough choice for sure. Alonso is really good at the short track, so I wanted to pick him, but I ultimately went with Mr. Cam Stone. And the reason is because, first, this is his home track. He lives very, very close to this track in real life. He dominated the Cup Series race here earlier in the year to get his first Galaxy Cup win. He's down here really wanting to try to go for a sweep, as I know he's going to want to sweep the Cup races and of course sweep the weekend as well.
So Cam Stone, definitely one to watch tonight. My pick to win tonight's event is your 2020 Galaxy Truck Series champion, the driver of that number 25 truck, Alonso Chicano. Solid week in and week out, but especially exceptional talent on these short tracks. He won the last time out at Bristol on the last short track in the season, and shortly after that he was able to lock up his championship. So expect this 25 truck from Alonso Chicano to be quick, fast tonight. I expect to see him at the front. so long as he can stay out of trouble. Josh, I believe you have our in-race reporter tonight, and I'll let you take it away.
Hey, Cam Stone, it's Josh in the JCTV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, first of all, you're my pick to win. No pressure. But I want to know here. You're here racing at your home track. You of course won the Cup Series race here earlier this year. What are you? You've got 500 laps tomorrow. Are you really trying to use these 200 laps tonight to prepare for those 500 tomorrow, or what's really bringing you down here to run this race?
Well, I feel like I'm a little over prepared for tomorrow night's race anyway. I mean, if you take into account all the practice laps and official races that I've run this week, I'm already at about 1,300 laps in the Cup car. It's just Martinsville's my favorite track. This is probably the most fun I'm going to have driving. If we don't spend 120 laps behind that pace car tonight, I'm just going to be out here having a ball.
So is there any kind of like physical therapy, if you will, after getting done with 200 laps tonight to prepare for the 500 tomorrow?
I might have to ice the left knee a little bit. Hitting the heavy braking zones on both ends of this track 200 times a night, and then we got to do it, 500 times tomorrow. So, might be a little sore after tomorrow night's race, but I think I can handle this one.
Now, what is your strategy for this race? Just kind of like stay up front as much as possible, or just kind of stay in the back and hope you avoid chaos?
Well, most tracks you can stay in the back and avoid a lot of things, but at Martinsville it's really narrow, so if there's a parking lot in front of you, you get stopped. There's no telling what can happen with the guys behind you. So really the best strategy for this track is to get track position and try to keep it the whole time. So that'll be the strat tonight. Try to start up front, put it on the front row, and keep it up there the whole time.
Alrighty, well, since you're the in-race reporter, we'll be talking to you quite a few times tonight, but we'll go ahead and let you go and get ready for the race here in just a few minutes. So good luck to you, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, appreciate it, boys. Hope it's a good one.
And that was our in-race reporter, also my pick to win, Cameron Stone, driver of the number 57 truck.
Gonna be excited to see how he goes tonight, Josh. I'm sure with the domination that he had back in the spring race in the Cup Series, I'm sure he will be just as fast, and he's already showing it on our practice leaderboard here as we'll get ahead and get this brought up for you guys at home. So far, I'll be honest, Josh, I'm a little surprised at the name at the top of the board. I know he's quick week in and week out, especially on the mile and a halves, but I was not expecting this kind of pace out of Costarellos on a short track.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it either. Honestly, I was really expecting that man Cameron Stone to be up top of the board. But Jimmy Costarellos, he's really here to prove that he is here to be in Galaxy to race with the Cup guys. He is racing in the Cup Series, but he started here in the trucks. So it's just kind of a way for him to prove that he definitely deserves to be racing with us on those Saturday nights.
So it'll be an exciting one to watch from Costarello. Stone is second. Dulaney back from 2 weeks of leave, basically. He was unable to race in any Galaxy event for 2 weeks just due to being out of town for him. So I know the urgency isn't there here in tonight's event, Josh, but the urgency is definitely there in tomorrow night's Cup race for him, being a playoff driver and absolutely needing to win the race to advance to the Championship 4.
Yeah, and Dulaney is definitely one to watch as well. He is really good in the Cup Series. I mean, he's made the final, or not the final, but the round of 8 for the Cup side of things. He's really good down here in the trucks when we see him as well. He's going to definitely be one that we want to watch out for, and especially, I mean, him and Stone definitely have some kind of not really heated rivalry, but a friendly rivalry between the two. They just seem to find themselves on track next to each other week in and week out.
All right, well, the red and black flags are out on practice, and the green flag now down for qualifying. 5 minutes for these guys to lay down the best 2 laps that they can. We'll go ahead and watch the first driver out. Appears to be Zach Probst in the 62. Now, Josh, we already saw it right there with Probst, but these guys are going to take a unique line getting going on these qualifying laps.
Yeah, it is a little bit different. You want to try to get as much out of the corners as you possibly can. So I think they're going to kind of more, since they're not really defending a line, drivers for qualifying is going to kind of take a little bit of a wider entry to kind of dime in the corner, really get down through the middle, be right down on that curb in the middle of the track to get a really good exit, power down, and get to the line as quickly as possible. Whereas in a race, kind of enter more towards the curb, kind of defend that a little bit better.
So we see Zach takes his time. He's the first to lay times down, but unfortunately not quite quick enough for him to be toward the top. He is still third. Stone with the fastest time so far in qualifying. And Josh, it's really not a surprise for the hometown guy. Your pick to win tonight's event, our in-race reporter, we've already well documented it here in the short portion of our broadcast that Cam Stone is going to be a factor in tonight's finish.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I saw him qualifying up front. If he wasn't going to earn the pole, I knew he'd be pretty close, and it wouldn't be by much if he were to have the pole time taken away from him.
So walk me through a lap here. Oh no, Costarellos is shutting it down. I was going to tell you to walk me through a lap here. Let's see if we can get on board with someone for their lap. Let's go ahead and ride on board with the 71. I believe this is Joseph Lester. I could be wrong here.
71 is Joseph Lester, and he's actually going to lose it in the middle of the corner.
So how easy is that to do, Josh? We just saw that right there. How easy is it for a driver to lose control and this truck be very loose?
Well, you've got to be very, very gentle on the throttle, getting back in. Kind of roll it. I've heard people say, pretend there's an egg under your pedal and, just very lightly roll your foot down onto it to kind of protect that egg, if you will. And you don't at other tracks, kind of like where we were at Texas last week, you could really get back on the gas as hard as you wanted to, if to help generate speed. Here you don't want to do that because that will cause issues, as we saw with Lester right there.
So we ride on board with the 81 of Michael Kruger. He's the only one left really taking a timeout here. Still about 2 minutes, a little less remaining in qualifying here. So we ride on board with Kruger. Pretty much, Josh, the fast lane is the bottom lane, as you were talking about. But how much do you expect to see maybe the second lane come in for these guys to have a lot of battling in the corners tonight?
On restarts, probably a lot. When you have those fresh tires, that second lane can work if you're aggressive enough and really pinch the guy on the bottom down so that they don't have a great exit to kind of slingshot out against that outside wall. So on restarts with newer tires, I would think that there would be lots of great battles side by side in the corners and have the outside really kind of prevail if they do things right.
So Stone's back out there, but he's already completed his laps. We look at Joe Gwilt here. Gwilt just finished up his lap, and it puts him 14th on the board. Just about 3/4 of a second off our pole time from Cam Stone. Jimmy Costarellos, man, we've documented it in the past weeks. So there's a lot of talent in that truck, and he got really close to Cam Stone's time.
Yeah, it wasn't by much that he had second.
So we'll go ahead and completing here. We'll go ahead and roll you through our starting lineup tonight for the Galaxy Truck Series 200 at the virtual Martinsville Speedway. Cam Stone, your pole sitter with an 18.97 for that 57 truck. Definitely one to watch tonight. Jimmy Costarellos will flank him to the outside of him for the first lap. Row number 2, Andrew Schartner with a strong performance there in that 10 truck, followed by Logan Slavosky starting outside of him in 4th. John Delaney, 5th. Dave Fuge Jr. starts in 6th in that 7 truck. 7th for Zach Probst in the 62. 8th for, I believe it is Brian Haynes. Yes, Brian Haynes in the 86. Bennett Allen in the 40, starting 9th. And my pick to win tonight's race, Alonso Chicano, starting 10th.
Starting from the 11th position is Patrick Mouchet. 12th is David Duke. 13th, newcomer Ricky Paz. 14th is going to be Joe Gwilt. Starting 15th is Michael Kruger. 16th is Mitchell Goosens. 17th is John Binder. 18th for Dylan Parker. Starting 19th is going to be Alex Princeton. 20th is Damaris Hickenbottom.
Rolling off 21st tonight, Ryan Samuelson. 22nd for Joseph Lester. 23rd to Cody Bird. 24th to Ryan McDaniel. 25th to my favorite name in the series, Charlie Brown there in that 146 pink truck there. And 26th for Lee Overton. That's going to do it for the lineup tonight. 26 drivers looking to take the green flag. You're going to see 27 on our timing and scoring. That's because one of the drivers in the event is Rich Petrucco, but he's not actually making a start tonight, Josh. Rich is our in-house admin for the Galaxy Truck Series and overseeing tonight's event.
Yeah, so one of the things that these truck guys do that's different from the way we do things on the Cup side of things is they have one admin up in the sky to make decisions. So this week, Rich Petrucco is the guy that's the eye in the sky, or the admin in charge, so that Mr. Cam Stone can race this race.
So we'll see Mr. Stone there in the 57 truck on the bottom be the one to take the green flag. Short tracks mean you get a little bit of extra time here before the drop of the green. They get 2 laps to get themselves sorted out, so these guys will get double filed, get rolling here. Josh, we know this first start is go on green when the guys get it in the sim. I'll be interested to see how much chaos we're going to see right away as we get underway. 200 laps coming up here from the virtual Martinsville Speedway. Stages are 50 laps apiece to get us to 50 and 100 to halfway, followed by another 100 lap stage to finish out tonight's race. These guys have 3 sets of tires laying in the pits. We'll be documenting that throughout tonight in terms of strategy and when to pit. It depends on when those cautions fall, because they will fall at a short track. The field is in the hands of the starter. He will wave the green flag, and Cam Stone will get underway. The green flag in the air. There goes the 57 truck of Cam Stone. A little check up at the back of the field, but Stone away well. Costarellos looking to slide to the bottom. Not going to quite get there. The Slavosky in the 23 jumped Andrew Schartner off the start. Give 3rd place to Slavosky. Schartner drops to 4th, and Slavosky's going to spin out of turn 4.
That was a big wreck right there, Eric.
He spun from 3rd right in the middle of the field. What an amazing start. We thought he was going to get away clean with it, and unfortunately it does not, and they scatter behind him.
Take a look
So
here
we'll get
see
this.
what happened.
A lot of chaos back here. We'll see Slavosky here off of turn number 4. Just loop it around. Schartner with damage. Delaney gets into him. There was chaos at the back too. Charlie Brown going around the high side got spun into the wall. I believe that was from the 33 of newcomer John Binder. May have gotten into the 146 there. We'll see if we can catch his on board here.
Yeah, and Eric, this is kind of what I was talking about. Watching qualifying there, you know, got to be easy getting back on the gas, otherwise things like that will happen. And we saw really early tonight, so I think these drivers are gonna be a little bit more patient.
Not sure if you caught it right there on the replay, Josh. We were riding on board with John Binder here, and this problem at the back, I think, comes from behind him. Go ahead and roll the replay here. I think Alex Princeton just doesn't have time to check up. Yeah, Princeton gets into the back and shoves him out into Charlie Brown, who ends up spinning there. So that's how Charlie Brown got his damage. Slavosky, Shartner, Dulaney, and Charlie Brown caught up in the incident. Come back to our live picture here. So, Josh, does an early caution like that change much for these drivers? Or are we a little more nervous about keeping the truck clean throughout tonight's event?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, they definitely saw what can and will happen when you get on the gas way too soon out of these corners. As far as anything changing, this doesn't change strategy at all. Not ran any laps in your tires. And with tire sets, nobody is pitting for tires. All these cars that have, trucks rather, that have come down to pit road have fixed damage only. Unless if they completely forgot to take tires off.
How much do tires matter here, Josh? These guys, like I said there briefly before we got back under green, these guys have 3 sets laying in the pits, as these guys are actually going to come around to take the green flag here before too long. But how much do these tires going to matter tonight?
I think they're going to matter quite a bit, especially, you know, hard on the brakes and get back on the gas. I think it's going to wear the tires out quite a bit, especially because the corners are concrete where the straightaways are asphalt.
Alrighty, well, the pace car is in, and Cam Stone's going to get us back underway. He's going to fire off right off the exit of turn 4. Pretty normal move for a lot of iRacers, just so they can get that big jump, and he already has 2 truck lengths over Jimmy Costarellos by the time they get through turns 1 and 2. Stone already setting an early pace now, just getting back under green, but so far these guys have been a little cleaner. Now I don't really see any incidents here toward the back part of the field, but the big battle is on for about 5th place.
It looks like they've sorted things through and back to single file racing for a lot of these guys up front. First side-by-side battle we had there was Joseph Lester, number 71, underneath Michael Kruger. He's going to be looking again going into turn 1.
I'll tell you what, that 81 got stuck on the high side, Josh, and we documented how one line the racetrack is. They thought they might be able to scrap a little bit on the restarts, but Michael Kruger is just going backward in that high line.
Yeah, it could be that, you know, he just doesn't want to wear the tires, just kind of protect them, so rather let the guys pass him. When I started talking about Lester there, we saw Kruger lose 3 spots. That'd be to the 71, 23, and 32 there. He just needs to rebound and regather his senses and go on forward.
Right on board with a 32 there. Move being done by Logan Slavosky in the 23. Recovering from that spin early. He's going to get to the inside of Joseph Lester there. Lester's going to try to take the bottom back. Prevents that pass from the 32 of Ryan Samuelson. I'd say that's some pretty good defense there out of that 71 truck. Pretty clean to get down to the bottom. Just fit in that tight hole. As we've said, the bottom is the place to be here. And Lester doing a good job to hold his position there. Ryan Samuelson, one of the Galaxy Truck Series admins, already having himself a nice night, +7 off his starting position. Biggest mover of the race thus far is Joseph Lester and Lee Overton, both at 9 positions gain. Make that Ryan McDaniel as well, +9 so far from the start of the race, 15 laps in. These guys have a little bit of pace after that quick early yellow. It'll be interesting to see how the OSS, Overton Speed Shop guys, Lee Overton, Ryan Samuelson, and the likes fared tonight in the event. These guys getting themselves... Josh, I'm kind of surprised by this, and maybe you can give us a little more explanation. These guys have gotten themselves very spread out very quickly in the race tonight.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised to see it myself. We've only have 25 trucks, so it's not a big field tonight, but I am really surprised to see really spread out now this early on into a run.
Yeah, unfortunately, 26th was Dylan Parker, did not make the start of tonight's event. Charlie Brown, now Mitchell Goosens are the first going a lap down, and Cam Stone, right on cue, is already into lap traffic. And Josh, I feel like that's going to be a storyline tonight, is how can the leader, whether it be Cam Stone or if Costarellos gets the best of them, handle lap traffic? How can second place try to pounce on a potential miscue in traffic tonight here at Martinsville?
Trying to use other trucks as a pick. We actually have a caution on the track. I believe it is number 6 of Dulaney.
See if we can catch it here. A little bit of damage to that truck, especially on the left side there. We'll see if we can catch what happened here for the driver in the number 6. So, unfortunately, live cut replays again tonight. A little bit of technical issues on our end, and just a little loose. And Josh, I'd say it's pretty smart from that 6 truck. He was able to stamp the throttle and I think stay out of the wall there off the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, he did a good job not having bigger issues than what it could have been, and tapped the wall with the right rear of the truck, which is better than hitting it with your front end nose. But again, another example of probably getting on the throttle too hard coming out of a corner.
So John Delaney brings out our second caution of the night, only 22 laps into tonight's 200-lap event. Certainly not the start this 6 truck wanted to see. So we see him come down pit road. Overton on pit road. I believe the 7 of Dave Fuse Jr. is on pit road, as well as the 33 of John Binder, making his first start in the Galaxy Truck Series tonight. He is on pit road as well. And there's the 6 truck of Delaney pulling into his pits. Goosens is your lucky dog. He had gone a lap down. He's going to get that lap back here, leaving just Charlie Brown, who unfortunately had quite a bit of damage from that first race incident, or first caution. The only driver 1 lap down here. Delaney going to get some damage repair done. Josh, doesn't look like we're having any tire takers yet, so we'll go ahead and continue our conversation here. How much are tires going to matter tonight? When do these drivers decide to pit?
Well, with 3 sets in the pits, and of course the 1 on the truck, we've got 3 stages tonight. So I think first time these drivers pit for tires is at the end of stage 1. Second time is at the end of stage 2. And the third time is probably middle to end of stage 3 if cautions were to continue to come out. These guys will be able to make it at the start of stage 3 from stage 3 start to the end of the race. So they won't have to make any green flag pit stops tonight. So yeah, it'll be pretty interesting to see, if we do get a couple of late race cautions, if people do pit, and see if some of that extra or newer grip will fare into this race. But I think it does matter, but if you get a short run to the end, I'm not so sure that it's going to help you out a ton.
So track position definitely plays a role at the short tracks, Josh. Do we see anyone, as we're getting ready to go to green here, do we see anyone try to push the issue? Maybe get off sequence with some of these yellows if a yellow comes out before a stage finish?
Very possible. If we do get a late caution before the end of the stage, somebody might come in and then stay out at the stage end.
Alrighty, well, the lights are off the iRacing pace car. It's back in pit lane. Cam Stone gets us back under green. And a nice big jump for that 15 truck. The 62 of Prost was going to challenge the 10 of Schartner. Gives Prost a shot down into turn 1. And Schartner's going to end up on the worst end of the stick, as I believe that's Bennett Allen in the 40 has gotten to his inside.
Yeah, Bennett Allen is challenging. He actually is clear now, so he can get back to the safety of the inside for the number 10. Alonso Chicano is stuck on the outside. He's got a lot of trucks underneath him, and looks like I believe that is David Duke behind him. It's kind of stuck on that outside line as well.
Man, Slavoski was aggressive on that corner entry right there. You saw him really drive it in to make sure he stayed to the inside of your 2020 champion-elect. And Alonso Chicano, he's going to get to the bottom right in front of Lester. Now the battle's on just behind them between Lester and Duke. We got a caution with a crunch with Logan Slavoski and more involved in this incident. Josh, I believe he got turned on the straightaway. Let's see if we can catch this in our replay.
No, he just got way loose off corner exit.
Let's just see if we can follow along with the 23 here on our replay. Going to be right here off of turns 3 and 4. Yeah, he does just get loose. He overcorrects back up the track in front of the 78 of Duke. The 26 gets sent into there. The 18 and the 9. That's Princeton in the 9. Overton in the 96 was able to barely avoid that. The 26 of Ryan McDaniel got shoved through there. He's got a lot of damage. The 18 of Ricky Paz as well, making his second start tonight with us. I like the paint scheme on Paz's truck. Nice little Among Us paint scheme in one of the popular games right now. But unfortunately, that Among Us truck, it might have been sussed out because it definitely does not look good anymore.
That was a huge wreck that we had there. I think, kind of going back to that pre-race interview with Stone, asking him if he was planning on staying up front or being in the back and avoiding the chaos. I think he's doing things right and staying up front, because it is crazy in the back right now.
So we watched one more replay of it right there. It looks like Ricky Paz just had nowhere to go. You saw the smoke down to his inside, decided to stay up, and Princeton wasn't able to get on the brakes in time and got in the back of him. That sent Ricky Paz down through the incident as well. A lot of guys got some damage out of that, Josh, so look to see. I'm sure Cam Stone might even hit lap traffic quicker now, unfortunately, for some of these guys. We see still sitting on pit road, Slavoski in the 23, the 78 of Dave Duke, and Ryan McDaniel in the 26, all with long pit stops here. Under this yellow, Charlie Brown was, I think, the lucky dog, but he had gone 2 laps down. He's gone back to 1 lap down now for that 146 truck. DeMar's taking bottom. Also involved in the incident there is the last car currently on the lead lap. John Binder on pit road right now. John Dulaney on pit road as well as the 54 Cody Bird, who we saw had some damage from the incident as well. Get you set for another restart here in the Galaxy Truck Series 200 from the virtual Martinsville Speedway. The lights are going to go out on that iRacing Mustang pace car. Get set for another restart here in stage 1. Just under 20 laps remaining in it. I believe we're down to 16 laps remaining in this first stage when these guys get the green flag here to restart from our 4th caution, I believe, of the night. So, excuse me, 3rd caution of the night tonight. The iRacing pace car pulls down pit road, releases the field in the hands of Cam Stone. He can go anytime right now, but he has been pretty solid about going as soon as he gets that straight line off turn 4. He clears Costarellos by 2 car lengths as we're back on a green. Down into turns 1 and 2. Costarellos a lot cleaner this time around to stay closer to Cam Stone. Wouldn't be surprised if that 15 truck decides to hound this 57 for the entirety of this upcoming run to the stage finish.
Yeah, and actually Costarellos was really catching Stone a little bit earlier in this race, but wasn't able to get right there. He's hanging with Stone pretty well right now. I think he's able to really catch Stone in a bad corner exit. We might have a new leader before this thing gets any further into the race.
Saw a big move right there as we rode on the nose of the 86 of Brian Haynes. Lester got to his inside and made a nice overtake down into turn 3. Really drove it in on the bottom and was able to park it on the apex and keep Haynes behind him after Haynes crossed in behind him. Big moment there behind. I think that was Hickenbottom and Kruger might have come together. Kruger got up out of the lane pretty well right there. I really like the paint scheme of that 81 truck, Josh. There's a little Halloween theme here on Halloween weekend.
Yeah, it is Devil's Night tonight. Got Halloween tomorrow. It is a pretty cool paint scheme there for that 81 truck Kruger.
Tell you who's starting to hound is the 46 of Patrick Mouchet. He's +5 from the start of the race, but he's just really starting to settle in with his truck right now, and you see him getting ever closer to Andrew Schartner. He actually misses the entry there a little bit and overdrives it, but these two right here, Schartner in the 10, Mouchet in the 46, have been the fastest on track the last couple laps here, but they're mired a little bit of traffic in front of them. The 40 of Bennett Allen's going to spin, and that's going to bring out our 4th yellow of the night off of turn 4. Looks like Allen just, you can see the tire tracks, just got a little loose right there off turn 4. He's going to get himself righted around there before he gets lapped. Going to be able to stay on the lead lap, but unfortunate for Allen, he was having a great run right there coming to the end of that first stage.
Yeah, he just, same thing we've been seeing with a lot of the other issues that have brought out cautions. It's just getting loose right off corner exit.
So we'll get to see it here on the replay one more time. Allen goes down here through 3 and 4. I think he just tries to get to the power a little too early, right, Josh? He blinks out a little bit on our end, but yeah, it just looks like he got on the power too early and upset the balance of that truck at the rear. That just ends up sending him around there on the front stretch. Parks it on the inside wall. Everyone gets on by and just get him re-racked and get ready to go once again. Pit road's open. Guys fixing damage at the back. We see Delaney on pit road. I think Wilt might be choosing to take tires here. We'll see if we can catch up with him live here. Can't really... Yep, there goes the left side jack up on that 37 truck. So Gwilt's going to choose to be one of those ones that I talked about earlier. Maybe play a little bit of strategy and snag some tires now, Josh. I mean, why not right here before the end of the first stage, especially if you're not going for stage points. Maybe like some of these Cup regulars, Cam Stone is one of those guys being your leader. Why not try to take advantage of this yellow right before the stage end and come get tires and then stay out at the stage yellow?
Yeah, and I was thinking that this was going to be a perfect opportunity to do so because we are very, very close to the end of stage 1 here as we're on lap number 44, stage 1 ending at lap 50. So this is a perfect opportunity for somebody like Joe Gwilt to come in, get tires now, just kind of save those things to ride out this stage, and then have that track position when everybody else pits at the conclusion of stage 1.
I tell you who ended up getting a lot of good fortune right here is the driver on our screen now in that pink and black truck there, Charlie Brown in the 146. You can barely see that 1 right there under the 4. Pretty impressive perseverance from this guy. Charlie Brown was at 1.2 laps down, caught a lucky dog, just caught the lucky dog of this yellow, put the 146 back on the lead lap. Only one driver currently not on the lead lap. That was a driver involved in the last yellow, the 78 of David Duke, is 9 laps down currently. Getting set for the restart here. These guys are getting themselves organized in terms of who needs to be where for the restart. The lights are going to go out on the iRacing Mustang pace car here. And once again, Cam Stone's going to have another restart where I don't see any reason why he would not go where he has been the entire night, as he gets himself a pretty big jump on these restarts.
Yeah, and I think with as little laps as we have left to end stage 1, it's going to be extremely hard for Casarelos to try to get that lead.
The pace car pulls in, releases the field in the hands of the 57 once more. Cam Stone going to fire him off right here off turn 4. He's going to wait a little longer and then go. That stacks the field a little bit behind him, but he gets a nice big jump and actually gives Zach Probst a shot. The 62 Napa truck down to the inside. He's going to steal second place from Costarellos right here. 4 laps remaining in this first stage. Big move from the 86. He actually gets contact from the 25 of Chicano there in the middle of the field, right on the fringes of the top 10. These guys are fighting for the last few stage points here. Overton and Dave Fuse Jr., the battle for 10th. We see Chicano battling Princeton for 8th right in front of him with just 3 laps remaining here in this first stage. Oh, a little bit of a bump.
It's all single file up front, as I was going to say, but Alonso Chicano really got sent wide through 3 and 4, and he's on the outside here.
There was some contact to his inside, Josh. Dave Fuse gave Lee Overton a shot down into turn 3 on the last time by, trying to get position on that 96. Now Fuse is going to take his truck to the inside. This is the battle for 9th right here. Again, the fringes of the top 10. We're going to come back to Cam Stone through 3 and 4 right here. Stone's going to come off 4. He's going to win your opening stage of the Galaxy Truck Series 200. But the battle on for 10th. Bennett Allen's trying to get into it, but it's going to be Overton sneaking 9th away from Fuse, I believe, at the line. We'll see how they cycle out as the caution is out. The end of stage 1. So it's going to be Stone from Costarellos. Probst finished 3rd in the first stage. Lester for 4th. Patrick Mouchet 5th. Andrew Shartner 6th. Brian Haynes 7th. Alex Princeton comes across the line 8th. And it is Overton 9th. On the outside of all places, Josh, over Dave Fuse in the 7 truck there in 10th. Those are your stage point scorers, if, of course, they are Truck Series regulars. Now, someone like the driver of that 57 truck, Cam Stone, not taking points. He just gets the bragging rights of a stage win. As, Josh, these guys are making pit stops.
Yeah, leading them down pit road is the number 57 of Cameron Stone, of course, winning stage 1. I imagine he's going to bring it down and take 4 tires and Sunoco fuel. But we actually had a lot of guys stay out that time as well, so Stone, he gets off pit road first, but I don't think he'll be the leader here. He'll be in the middle of the pack. A lot of guys out here stayed out.
I count on my timing and scoring 7 trucks staying out. The 62 of Probst, the 71 of Lester, the 46 of Mouchet, the 86 of Brian Haynes, the 9 of Alex Princeton, the 40 of Bennett Allen, and the 37 of Joe Gwilt. Gonna go ahead and try to welcome in our stage 1 winner. Let's see if we can dial up Cam Stone on the radio. The driver of the number 57, Cam Stone. This is Eric Wineland in the JCTV booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yeah, buddy.
Well, our end race reporter, we talked to you pre-race, and we saw you go out there and dominate that first stage. A little caution filled, but nonetheless, some great restarts out of you. Walk me through these restarts here. Are you trying anything different to keep Costarellos guessing here? With so many yellows, so many restarts, I feel like it might be a little easy to pick up on your tricks.
Yeah, it's not really much room on this track to pick a different spot to restart. I mean, really, it's either take off halfway through 3 and 4 or wait till you get on the straightaway. Tried them both right there. Seems like, if you want to hang the guy that's in second out to dry, just wait till you get on the straightaway. Then the guy in third has a really good chance of beating him into turn 1. Taking off in the middle of the corner, you get a little bit more of a gap, but the order just kind of shakes out the way it already is before the caution comes out. So not a lot to do there. I've tried both ways. Both of them kind of work if you get a good launch. So
Josh and I were discussing this here in the TV booth. Little bit of strategy play here for some of the guys. I think it's 7 drivers in front of you that chose to not pit under that yellow. Only one took advantage of the yellow right before the stage finish. That was the driver of the 37, Joe Gwilt. You see how do you manage the traffic now in front of you as you're getting ready to go green with 7 other drivers in front of you that are on older tires?
It's definitely going to be interesting. We'll be faster than these guys. Just got to exercise a little bit of patience and not ball yourself up.
Alrighty, well, I'll let you get back to your team. Best of luck going forward, and hopefully we're talking to you later on.
Thank you.
That was the driver of the 57 of Cam Stone. Restart back in the hands of the 62 of Zach Probst. He gets out and underway, and he actually gets a pretty nice jump. Excuse me there, I jumped on the wrong camera angle. So we're going to get back to it. And a lot of mix-up. We got 3 wide for second between Lester Mouche. Goes around the outside. Brian Haynes in the 86 is in the mix. And this is just absolute chaos as Probst has a huge lead.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure there what happened. I was going to say that was a well-executed restart by the top 3 who are actually teammates. And just as I was
turned! Alex Princeton turns the 86 of Brian Haynes. Stone is involved. It's a parking lot over here in turns 3 and 4. Chicano getting around. Stone is parked up against Gwilt. He's going to get his truck whipped around. Gwilt in the mess. Absolute scenes. Ryan Samuelson with a lot of damage to the front end of that truck, and this is going to be a lot to unpack right here, Josh. Let's see if we can go back and catch... Let's go see if we can catch this restart first, since that seemed to be what stacked these guys up a lot. Oh, you see it right there. Mouche absolutely sent Lester sideways, and he ends up in the wall. See if we can get a replay of that. So we catch a little bit mid there. So restart here. Probst gets a launch. Mouche there. Lester gets down to the bottom. I'm not sure. Mouche just has to. Yeah, he absolutely overdrives this entry. Haynes goes even deeper than Mouche and ends up in the back of the 46. And they end up 3 wide right here off of turn 2, Josh. And then it just all kicks off right from here.
Yeah. Just kind of stacked up everybody.
So I believe Princeton's going to end up turning the 86 right here, is what we'll see as the wreck.
Not quite right there, but... Oh, yeah, going into 3.
I'm not sure if Haynes thought he was clear, if Princeton just stuck his nose in where he shouldn't have. We'll see if we can catch this one more time here with our pole sitter. The driver we just talked to, your pick to win tonight's race, Josh, Cam Stone. We'll see if we can ride on board with him. Oh, right into the wall. I believe Stone gets tagged from behind, Josh.
Yeah, he's got lots of damage on the right rear of his truck there.
So we see this from the chopper cam. Yeah, just a lot of stacking up. That's what happens here at Martinsville. Gwilt gets end up. Oh, Hickenbottom, Brown in it as well. Tell you what, heads up from Goosens right there, coming to a stop. Chicano, Paz, and Bird were able to stop as well. Samuelson gets stuck, beached on the curbing, and then gets it going there. But really unfortunate for a lot of fast trucks here. And a lot of guys down pit road this time. This past caution, Josh.
Yeah, trucks with a lot of damage now, and you know that this is short track. I'm not so sure that damage is going to affect these trucks a lot like it would at bigger track. But we're about to go back to green, Eric.
So we'll see Zach Probst stacks the field up, then gets going. Mouche, an awful restart from second. He actually checks up Princeton and Allen. I think Mouche has a lot of damage in that truck. He's going to end up in the third lane. Princeton's going to get down to his inside. But Zach Probst out to an amazing restart there. And I tell you what, the first one on tires that's getting out there. Oh, Princeton spins.
Princeton. Back to caution.
I heard a little crunching down here in turn 3 again, Josh, and it looks like Alex Princeton just got flung sideways right there in turn 3.
Yeah, now that wreck could have been a lot worse than what it was. It really wasn't a wreck. Surprisingly, Princeton didn't loop it around, but that was crazy for sure.
So looking at our slow-mo replay right here, it looks like Mouche got too deep into the corner again and just jacked Princeton's rear end up. And maybe a bit of netcode there from Dave Fuge. Because that truck did not look like it went around totally normally. And we see, actually, Stone gets a bit of netcode. The 81 of Kruger, the 25 of Chicano right there in the incident as well. See if we can catch this from our blimp cam. So Mouche was really slow from the previous yellow there, and he tries to get himself up out of the way. Princeton looks like he maybe got a little bump, but yeah, there's quite a bit of netcode there between the 7 and the 9. That ends up sending Princeton half sideways in the yellow, gets thrown, triggered from iRacing, with a car potentially hazardous to the racing conditions. Triggers the yellow flag, and once again, we're under yellow. 7th caution of the night here. These guys having a little trouble on these restarts. I think, really, the stack up there from the restart, Josh, kind of ensued more chaos.
Yeah, probably most definitely did. And it was great restart out of Probst. Not somebody that we're used to seeing run up front in Galaxy, but he is a Cup regular, and he's out here to learn what he can use for tomorrow. So he's got him and his teammate Joseph Lester from Out of the Groove Racing, gonna be on the front row.
So how much do you work with your teammate here? It looks like Probst is probably preferring to select the bottom. He has until, I think, right here at the start-finish line as we get 1 to green, Josh, right, to make his decision. Maybe just a little bit after. There's no choose cone or choose rule here in iRacing, but the Galaxy admins, both on the Cup side and the truck side, are gracious enough to give these guys the option of which lane they would like to choose in terms of the leader only, just like they used to do it here in the NASCAR's Top 3 series. Probst's going to take the bottom. Looks like no teammate help at play right now for that 71. Going to leave the restart in the hands of the 62 of Zach Probst, and he's going to fire him off. Most likely in the same spot Stone has right here off turn 4. Lester really lagging back here, and Probst is gone. Lester is with him. Lester is going to get himself clear for second. Back under green here at Martinsville. And already a lot of shuffling as the 46 is still slightly slow on these restarts with a lot of damage in that truck. He's holding up Bennett Allen, and I think that's Overton stuck behind him. Allen's gonna get a tag as he blinks out from Michael Kruger there in the 81.
Now side by side for second place between Jimmy Costarellos and Joseph Lester. Lester kind of pulls to the side, lets Costarellos go. New second place driver though, Jimmy K. He's going after the leader of Zach Probst.
Shartner all over the back bumper now of the 71 truck. He's trying to take advantage of Costarellos moving Lester up out of the line. Stone starting to work his way back up here. He's up to 6th. Got a little bit of beating and banging going on back here. I think it's Gwilt and Charlie Brown battling away side by side. This is for position. This is for 14th right here between these two drivers. Chicano going backward. Going forward. He got Michael Kruger up out of the line. You see Hickenbottom trying to follow through on the bottom as well. A lot of action here on this restart. Pass for the lead.
Costarellos takes the lead away from Probst. I believe Probst just kind of handed it to him as Probst is on still on the same tires that he started this race on.
And the yellow's out. We got damage over here, and there's Goosens getting into Overton, who was parked sideways. I think the 32 of Samuelson is around. There he is. Yes, he was stuck around on the top over here in turn 1. Gonna have to see what happened as these guys got down here in their turn 1. Unfortunately, Samuelson looks like he's gonna go a lap down there as well, trying to get his truck back the right way. We'll see if we can unpack what just happened here. 8th caution of the night. 75 laps going to be completed when they cross the line this time. Oh, right there. Who was that, Josh? We saw Overton get spun. I'm not sure who got him right there on entry. Oh, Mouche. Oh, Brian Haynes absolutely smashed Lee Overton, and then Goosens does the same as well. Unfortunate for those guys.
That was, I believe the first wreck that we've seen that hasn't been due to, really bad exit out of the corner.
Oh, and Gwilt got Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown got turned around in that incident as well. But, man, Brian Haynes did not have anywhere to go. Under the 8th caution tonight of the Galaxy Truck Series 200 for the Galaxy Truck Series Racing League. If you want to find out more on the Galaxy Series, both the Truck Series and the Cup Series, head on over to iRacing's league page. Just search Galaxy, and you'll find the Galaxy Trucks here, run by that 32 truck of Ryan Samuelson, and the Galaxy Cup Series, run by the admin team, headed by Josh Coppernell. Josh, what do we have in store for us tomorrow for the Cup side of things?
Well, it's going to be, probably 500 laps of beating and banging, a lot like we're seeing here tonight. Definitely lots of chaos going to happen. It was a crazy race the first time we visited here for the Cup side of things earlier this year. I definitely expect much of the same going into tomorrow night.
So the final race of the round of 8. A couple guys still looking to lock themselves into the Championship 4 race at Phoenix next week on the Cup side of things. Catch tomorrow night's action of the Galaxy Cup Series 500 laps around Martinsville on 3 Wide TV over on that YouTube channel, 3 Wide TV. Go check them out and watch the Cup guys run around here on Saturday night. Getting ready to go back green here over on the truck side of things. The Galaxy Truck Series 200 going to resume here again with Costarellos, the 15 truck, your leader, flanked by Zach Probst to his outside. Joseph Lester behind him. Big restart jump there for Costarellos. He's down and away. Back to green flag racing here at Martinsville.
Great restart there out of Costarellos, and Probst from the outside line to maintain second position.
Allen gets Shartner moved up out of the groove. So, Josh, something we didn't cover really earlier on, I'm not sure about it in the truck side of things. Are we going to see these guys try to shift at all with how low these revs get? Excuse me, how low these revs get in the corners?
No, I don't think so, because at this track here, the gearing is so close. You practically go from second straight to fourth. I mean, you do hit third on these restarts, but the gearing is so close. I don't think that you shift down at all if you want to keep your transmission in one piece.
So back up front, Costarello's really starting to gap Probst here. We see Lester fighting away potentially for second. Lester and Probst still on the tires they started the race on, as well as the 40 truck of Bennett Allen, who spun earlier but has come back on the tires he spun on. He must not have worn too much of them off. Dave Fuse Jr. now finds himself up to fourth. I'd say he's the biggest mover since the stage break. Fuse Jr. finds himself up here in running fourth tonight.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. I think we'll see him run up front probably the rest of the night. But, you know, I'm really shocked though that drivers in second and third, that being Zach Probst and Joseph Lester, that they are still in second and third. Yes, we've had cautions that, you know, have helped them maintain their positions, but with as old as their tires are, I'm surprised that that they're still holding on to those positions. Maybe something to keep in mind for later. It may open up the door a little bit for strategy from some of these other guys that maybe pit at the end of.
Oh, spin for Ryan Samuelson. And someone drove straight into him there off of turn 4. Not sure who that was on our picture. As we see
it was
32 of Samuelson. Ricky Paz, the Among Us truck, a lot of damage for that guy, or for that Toyota Tundra there. Just drove, I'm not sure if he didn't see Samuelson or what, but just drove straight down into him. We'll get the ride on board right here with the 18 truck of Ricky Paz. So through 1 and 2 right here, he's clean. Stone, a lot of damage, still trying to fight his way from the back. He's currently 13th. We'll see Samuelson just ahead. Not sure what happens to him. He looks like the same thing as Joe Gwilt. Samuelson just decides to park it in the middle. And Ricky Paz thought he was coming up the track, nowhere to go, locks the brakes up, but just slides right down into that 32 truck.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he was expecting Samuelson to come back up, because Ryan did kind of, you know, his truck did kind of turn to the outside, but he locked up the brakes so that he didn't. I'm wondering if just kind of a very quick reaction, he did something different to try to avoid that number 32.
Unfortunately, that collects both those guys, and both drivers' engines are pretty much dropped out of those trucks. A lot of smoke pouring out of those two. I think that pretty much ends the night for Ryan Samuelson. And we'll see if Ricky Paz is able to get back out here. He's already 1 lap down. Presumably, Josh, when smoke's pouring out of the truck like that, you have some required repair to get done, according to the sim.
Yeah, he'll definitely have a lot of damage he needs to get done, especially because he hit Ryan head on. So not the night he wanted to have, making his second Galaxy Truck Series start here tonight, but He's got one more race in this season to try to see what he can maybe learn for next year if he races with us in the Truck Series next year.
A lot of drivers working on pit road, getting some damage fixed. Pretty much the top 12 still out here rolling. You got I think the top 14 still not sitting on pit road. Wilt is the first sitting on pit road in 15th. He still is the last truck on the lead lap here. A lot of guys, a couple laps down, getting some damage fixed. The 146 truck of Charlie Brown, the 18 of Ricky Paz, who was involved in that incident, the 32 of Samuelson. 78 of David Duke, still out here turning laps. He's 6 laps down. And the 86 of Brian Haynes is also turning laps out here. He's 13 laps down, just clicking them off. Lights are off on the iRacing Mustang pace car. Going to get the green here with 7 laps remaining in stage 2. Look to see the 15 truck of Jimmy Costarellos get the jump here on this restart. And we'll go ahead and ride on board with this 15 truck as he gets himself back to green.
A little bit wide there out of turn 4 for that number 15 to get a better launch on the straightaway. Kind of stacked up, everybody behind him.
One of my favorite shots right here, riding out the tailgate of the leader, just looking at that hungry pack behind him. You see the older tires of Probst and Lester just not quite able to keep up with the fresher rubber on the 15 truck. It looked like that was the 10 of Andrew Schartner, got Dave Fuse Jr. up out of the groove and took 4th away from the 7 truck. Give the 4th to the 10 truck of Andrew Schartner, having himself a good night here. Just inside 5 laps remaining here in stage 2. Jimmy Costarellos is starting to gap the 62 of Zach Probst just a little bit.
Yeah, he does have a lot fresher tires than Zach Probst, so not surprised that he is pulling away pretty easily here.
You see that out the front nose right there. Clean, smooth sailing for that 15 truck if he can keep it under him. Still out the back, gapping Zach Probst just by a little bit more. 3 laps remaining here in stage 2. See, I think that's Samuelson putting on a smoke show with his motor over there on pit road. So Costarellos from Probst and Lester. Schartner has moved himself into 4th. Pretty much the battle going on right here with 2 laps remaining in the stage. Oh, to the inside goes the 40 of Bennett Allen. I think he just rooted Chicano up off the bottom.
He's taking it wide going into turn 3, getting a really good run through the middle of the corner, and now on the bumper.
I'll tell you what, Josh. Allen's on fresh tires from the caution here, and he's going to take full advantage of him. He's driven up to 5th so far. We get a yellow on the speedway. Not sure what for. Right before our stage finish. That might be our stage break as we reach halfway in tonight's event. Might have come a lap early. Not sure what happened there. But nonetheless, that is the conclusion of stage 2. Costarellos, your stage 2 winner from Probst. Lester in 3rd. Schartner takes 4th. Allen drove himself up to 5th on those fresh tires. What a move. There's pit road is open. We'll see most of these guys come down pit road, except for the 40 of Bennett Allen. He's actually going to cycle over here to the lead. 6th for Dave Fuse Jr., 7th for Chicano, 8th for Alex Princeton, 9th for Damaris Hickenbottom, and 10th, I believe, for Patrick Boucher there as they finished stage 2. Strategy at play. Josh, what a move from Bennett Allen. I mean, that was impressive strategy, and it's actually going to cycle himself to the lead.
Yeah, so with Lester and Probe staying out that last time and running the first 2 stages in its entirety on the same set of tires, we've learned here that tires don't have that much of a factor with Probst and Lester finishing second and third respectively in that stage. So Bennett Allen, who is on looks like 14 lap old tires, he's going to be sitting very pretty here.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get a quick chat with your Stage 2 winner, Josh. I think you've dialed him up on the radio, 15 truck of Jimmy Costarellos.
Yes, sir. Eric, on.
How's it going there, Jimmy?
It's not going too bad. Good, thank you.
Well, how was that Stage 2 for you? You know, you had Stone get into some issues there, which really allowed you to just kind of dominate Stage 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bummer. I saw he got ran into. I actually got ran into just a little bit, but I don't have that much damage. Stage 2 is really good. Car's really fast. I do have a technical issue, though, that's kind of hindering me a little bit. I lost sound in the game, so I can't hear my tires, can't hear my motor, and it's, you know, you're driving with a rhythm, and I'm kind of off rhythm a little bit. So hopefully, even with that issue, we can pull it off. Who knows?
Be interesting to see how much that does affect you, if at all. I noticed, you know, really towards the end of Stage 1, though, you were catching Stone. You think if it comes down to you guys towards the end, of course, you guys are on different tire strategy at the moment, but do you think if it comes down to you guys at the end that you might have a little bit of a better advantage?
I think so. Even when I was racing Stone, I was kind of keeping it, you know, toning it down a little bit, saving the tires. So I don't think it should be a problem. I think we're good to go.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you get back in there as we're about to go back green.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
So that was the 15 truck of Jimmy Costarellos. Josh catching up with him on the stage break. Back to green flag racing here in the Galaxy Truck Series 200, just past halfway. Start of Stage 3 sees the 40 truck of Bennett Allen out to the lead through an awesome strategy play from him. And look who has cycled back to second, Josh.
Yeah, Cameron Stone to second place here. Him and the leader, Bennett Allen, are both on the same lap old tires, which is going to be 18 laps for the two of them. So not at all of a difference or any pressure for Stone. He is chasing down the leader of Bennett Allen. But don't look too fast now, as here comes Jimmy K, Mr. Costarellos, starting to hound on the back bumper of that number 57 to take second away from Stone.
Your Stage 2 winner starting to work himself back into the fray up front. Good move by Stone to get himself some track position back after being mired back there. Excuse me, amongst the chaos. That 57 truck working his way back up to the front. But he's got a lot of pressure here from Jimmy Costarellos. This will be an interesting pass to see if Costarellos can get it done here. Still 90 laps remaining in the race, so Josh, I believe he's got plenty of time to make this move.
Yeah, right now they just got to stay patient because there is coming to 90 laps to go. This is a short track, so I mean those 90 laps will go pretty quickly, but still got to stay patient and make the move at the right time. So
Battle for the lead was heating up, but I believe someone's turned backward. Yes, it's the 37 of Joe Gwilt. He's going to go ahead and reset himself. Got spun backward here off of turn 4. We'll go ahead and catch the live action replay here, and you'll see it with us. We'll see what happens here to him this lap. Go back. He's down the backstretch here, still fully under power. Out here behind the 7 of Dave Fuse Jr. Wilt's going to get on the power on exit. It's going to slide loose on him. He's going to pound the inside wall and end up spun backward on the front stretch. Brown and Kruger get by him easily, as well as Duke and Binder in the 33. So unfortunate night for Joe Gwilt. Just keeps getting worse. He sits 15th, 2 laps down now on pit road.
Not at all what he wanted to have. He's had a pretty good run tonight. That's a tough break for number 37, Joe Gwilt.
So, Josh, we talked about what we're going to see tomorrow night in the Galaxy Cup Series. We've already seen what's going on tonight in the Galaxy Truck Series, but I want to look forward a little bit here. So, you tipped me off here earlier before the broadcast that us, myself, you here on JCTV have some plans for the upcoming offseason. What news do you have to break for me so I can get excited about more racing?
Well, right now, we only have one planned event during the off season. Mr. Kevin Steele, one of the admins in the Galaxy Cup side of things, he is going to be hosting a full distance Indy 500 for everybody in Galaxy. That's guys from the Cup side of things, guys from the truck side of things, and I believe it is also open to the guys from the Galaxy Formula Galaxy series, which is Formula One type series. So we have the broadcasting rights to that, and I am super excited to have that race to broadcast. That race is going to be in November. I believe it is going to be the 21st of November. It will be the 21st of November, and it's going to follow a lot of the things that we see Galaxy do. No fast repairs, open setups, and of course, full length distance with, there'll be some money on the line to the winners. That stuff is all to be determined so far, but I'm really looking forward to that Indy 500, virtual Indy 500, of course, November 21st.
So tell me here, as fans are watching us of not only the Galaxy Truck Series, but the Galaxy Cup Series as well, where can the fans find some more information on what Galaxy has to offer and potentially more information on what we're going to see November 21st?
Well, be the IndyCar, the Dallara chassis, so different from what we see stock cars. So we're actually going back green here, Eric, but looks like, sorry about that. Looks like Bennett Allen, he chose the outside and got into the wall, and that just kind of handed the lead to Cameron Stone. So new leader on the restart is Cameron Stone there, and Shartner locked up his brakes going into turn 3. He goes way wide.
Apologies for the missed restart there. Folks, I had a little technical issue on my end and may have not spooled us back to the end of the session. Nonetheless, we saw Allen there on the outside for the restart and get shoved up by Cam Stone. Stone now clearly your leader by about 3 to 4 truck lengths now over the 15 of Jimmy Costarellos, working in second. I tell you what, Bennett Allen, a real loser on that restart, Josh.
Yeah, he was out there on 30, not quite 30 lap old tires. It's 30 lap old tires now, and yeah, he was the first one to choose that outside line for the restart. It just didn't work out for him.
Well, why we... Oh, Stone's going to spin!
From the lead!
Stone is going to spin off of turn 2 from the lead. And the yellow's going to fly once again. With just shy of 80 to go. Stone... I mean... Josh, that just leaves me speechless.
That was insane. Huge mistake by Cameron Stone there. Wow.
You see Costarellos really closing in on him, and yeah, Stone's just going to lose it off too. Oh, Andrew Shartner got knocked down out of the groove, and he ended up barely getting himself by. That was good avoidance there from Shartner, who I believe got a tag from behind.
That is going to take out a very key player into this race.
And he hit the inside wall pretty good. Let's see if we can see what happened here to Andrew Schartner, just how close this is for him. Right on board with the 10 truck here. So Stone spins off turn 2 right here. Oh, Schartner got himself loose. Wow.
That was great awareness and maybe some luck out of Schartner to not.
Definitely going to say that had to have been some luck on his side.
Poor Stone.
Definitely had to have some luck on his side right there for the 10 of Andrew Schartner. Gets away with getting loose right there off the corner. And ends up paying off that Stone slid or ricocheted off the wall a little bit. I should say rebounded off the wall more so. But unfortunately, I think that's going to take Stone out of the battle. Well, definitely take Stone out of the battle for the lead. I'm not sure that he'll be able to josh with... it's still 80 laps to go, but I'm not sure that he'll have time to get back up here to the front.
Yeah, I know I made a comment earlier that damage doesn't affect you too much here at a short track, but if you hit that wall hard enough, you'll get some engine damage, and that will affect you. And I mean, that was a really hard hit for Stone that I think he might be down on power. I don't see how he wouldn't be.
Get you set for the restart here. I believe we have 2 laps remaining under this yellow. So restart's going to come with about 75 laps remaining here in the Galaxy Truck Series 200. Currently working lap number 124. Oh, yep, there we go. Lights are off on the iRacing pace car. Jimmy Costarellis, your leader, now from Joseph Lester flanking him to his outside. Zach Probst back up the third. Those guys got a little off sequence at the strategy, have found themselves back at the front. Look at that driver in 4th. That teal number 13 truck of Damaris Hickenbottom. First time I think we've really called his name all night long. The 25 of Alonso Chicano, your 2020 champion-elect, has worked his way up to 5th. 6th for Andrew Schartner on this restart. Field in the hands of the 15 truck of Jimmy Costarellis. He's going to get us started again. He rides the 71 up the track and shoots down for a restart low off of turn 4. Costarellis, your leader now, and Prost is going to take advantage and leave his teammate hung out to dry. Lester's going to fall back to 3rd. Chicano tried to challenge him there for 4th as Chicano got the best of Hickenbottom on that restart. Hickenbottom just unfortunately one of those victims stuck on the high side on the restarts with no real place to get himself down.
He does find a way down just in front of Schartner. Schartner might have backed off to kind of allow Hickenbottom to take that spot to get down to the bottom. It's now all single file up front.
Now that we finally get a chance here on the Galaxy Truck, or on JCTV, let's go ahead and enjoy a little bit of Turn It Up here on JCTV.
back from our turn it up. Go ahead and turn that down. We are under caution here, and it's going to be for the number 46 of Patrick Mouchet. Not exactly sure what happened to him, but he was stopped on the front stretch. Let's go ahead and take a look here. See anybody around him, and it just looks like a classic case that we've seen all night. Just self-spin, nobody else involved, so pretty fortunate for those guys.
How much does that wreak havoc on your race, Josh? As a driver not involved in that, you're rolling pretty well under a green flag run, now under yellow again. How much does that get into mind? How antsy do you start to get as the laps wind down under yellow instead of under green?
Well, this is going to be our 13th caution here, Eric, so we've had a lot of caution laps. These guys, they're wanting this thing to go green. They race each other week in and week out. They're used to each other, mostly, so they expect better from each other, and they want to go out there and drive. And with 63 laps to go now, as we're on lap 138 of 200, we actually have 63 laps under yellow out of the 138 that have been completed. So these guys, you know, they're getting tired of seeing these yellows come out. They're wanting to get this thing over with.
For reference, folks, we're coming up on, was this lap 138, you said, and 64 of these laps have been under yellow. That's nearly half the race. It's pretty uncharacteristic, Josh, for these guys in the Galaxy Truck Series.
Yeah, very much so. You know, the reason people prefer league racing over official racing is because you do get cleaner races, usually, generally, depending on the league. Here in Galaxy, you know, these admins, they watch out for these drivers a lot, so it is different to see that kind of racing here in the Galaxy Truck Series. But it is a short track. It is expected to have yellows, but I'm not so sure these guys expected to have 13 yellows. 2 of those 13 being for stage end, so 11 for incidents tonight.
Well, keep in mind, I think that stage, and maybe you're able to confirm that stage 2 yellow might have come out a lap early, and that might have been for an incident. I'm actually not sure over here on my records, but regardless, getting ready for another restart, the 13th restart of the night. Costarellis is already banging off of Joseph Lester. Costarellis has run him up the track a few times already. Now Lester, I think, is getting a little upset with it. Costarellis is going to fire us off. We're back under green. Cam Stone spun his tires big time. He's going to get swallowed 3 wide. Lester up out of the groove. Lester missed the bottom. He's going to lose 2, almost 3 positions now. Alex Princeton is going to look to be the one to try to take advantage here. Down into turn 3, he keeps Lester pinned on the high side. What a disastrous restart for that 71 truck.
Well, Lester got a great exit off turn 4, so that allowed him to get in front of Princeton, so he doesn't lose that much, only 2 spots, so he sits 4th. We're actually going to be 3 wide going into turn 3, way in the back by Probst, and I can't tell who those other trucks are, but Probst thought better of it.
Probst, Kruger, and I think Mouchet was the one stuck away on the outside. Dulaney's working his way back in here, but he's at some 67 laps down. Probst here at the tail end of the lead lap. Saw Kruger getting himself really out of shape right there in the back of the picture. Charlie Brown gonna run him up the track a little bit. I'm not sure if there's a little history there in the event tonight. Bennett Allen rooted Alex Princeton up off the bottom, and Princeton's actually going to lose 2 spots. He's going to lose one to Allen, but Stone was there to take advantage. Cam Stone is going to take 6th spot away from Allen, and Allen goes around again. tell you what, Josh. I'm sure he does not feel great about tonight, but something like that is just it just adds to that sinking feeling you get as a driver, right?
Oh, absolutely. When you're just having a bad night like Bennett Allen is, you know, he knows he's better. Everybody else knows he's better. He's having a bad night. I assume he's getting real frustrated with himself for these, but it's not the night he wants to have. He's done pretty good all night when he's been able to go and not run into trouble, but ultimately just, you know, having lots of issues.
See pit road open for the trucks on the track. You're going to see, if you caught it on the corner of our picture there, that pit road is going to show closed pretty much the entire night, Josh. I think it's a spectator issue. Or maybe just some desync or an oversight for the guys from iRacing. Since we're spectators, pit road technically doesn't open to us at all on the broadcast side of things, so we don't actually get to see when pit road opens for the guys on the lead lap and those laps down. So we see Allen gets some service done. Hopefully he can recover from it. Under yellow for the 14th time tonight for these guys. Gonna get set for another restart. We'll go ahead and get you a little reset here for the restart coming up. Costarellos leads from Chicano, now moves to second. Stone has worked his way back up to third. I said that his battle for the lead might have been over. I should have thought better of that comment because Cam Stone avoids the incidents and finds himself back up to third. Princeton rides in fourth. Patrick Mouchet, after getting a lot of damage, has worked his way back to fifth. Zach Probst, who we saw on the tail end of the lead lap earlier, is now sixth. Dave Hughes Jr. seventh. Joseph Lester, we saw him get rooted out under that green run there on the restart. Got sent up, or maybe just missed the bottom. Got sent up to the wall. He falls to seventh on the restart now. He and Dave Hughes Jr. taking tires under this yellow flag condition. Shartner now 8th. Charlie Brown 9th. Joe Binder has had quite the recovery tonight. Finds himself 10th. Bennett Allen back to 11th after his spin. Michael Kruger still on the fringes of the lead lap in 11th. And Hickenbottom in 13th for this restart. Excuse me, Hickenbottom up a position. Brown has just taken the lucky dog, so he's actually going to cycle to the back of the field again. Dave Duke still out here turning laps. He's 5 laps down. Ryan McDaniel's gotten back onto the speedway. He's 51 laps down. And John Delaney in the 6 Mountain Dew truck. We've seen him a couple times tonight in our pictures. He's gotten himself back on the speedway as well, but he's 67 laps down. Those are the guys still at least turning laps out here. Credit to those guys laps down that are still chugging, trying to earn just a few extra points. Princeton really having to work for it as he's in a tight points battle with the driver of the 71 truck of Joseph Lester. Getting set for the restart here. 50 laps remaining when they take the green flag. Costarellos gets a huge jump, and it's going to help Cam Stone. Stone is going to get to the inside of Chicano down here into turn 1. And Chicano is just going to let Stone have that position. He's going to try to find the bottom in front of Probst, but Probst is going to fill that gap. We're going to have 3 wide down here. Lester thought about it down into turn 3, thinks better of it. Dave Hughes Jr. filling the gap to the inside of Patrick Mouchet in the 46. The 46 is going to turn the 7 in the wall.
Big junk on the front stretch for a lot of these guys.
Under yellow once again.
This is a driver's worst nightmare, especially if you're somebody like Costarellos. You know, just continue to run under caution and caution. You know, he has the lead. He just wants to get this thing done and over with. The good news for him is the more this thing runs under yellow, the less he has of a chance for drivers to have an opportunity to pass him, but it just keeps stacking things up and bringing these guys closer together. it looks like fourth place sitter Alonzo Chicano is going to bring it down in pit road.
Let's see if we can catch a replay of it here on our cameras. We saw Dave Hughes Jr. in the 7. There goes Lester. Thought about that 3-wide move, backed out of it. And it might actually turn out to be a great decision because over here off of turn 4, I'm not sure if Patrick was trying to come down to battle Dave, if Dave thought he was clear. But that just turned those guys into the wall, and unfortunate for the 7, the 46 involved in that one. So Josh, we're going to get yet another restart. At what point does Jimmy Costarellos use all the tricks up his sleeve and it becomes a treat for someone like Cam Stone on these restarts?
Well,
little Halloween reference for you.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Costarellos do different things on these restarts. These other drivers, they're just sitting back and watching what he's doing. I think, Stone, he's a smart guy. He's going to be restarting on the outside. I think if this continues to go this way, he might figure something out very, very quickly.
So we've seen the driver, well, the leader of the race, with the exception of Bennett Allen taking the top that one time, has chose the bottom, and he's always jumped out to at least a 2 truck length gap by the time they reach turn 1, Josh. If anyone's out here to do it, do you expect Cam Stone to try to stay side by side with Costarellos into turn 1? Or does he maybe think about a bump and run move as we get down here to the later stages of the race on the entry to turn 1 off of a restart?
I think with as old as these tires are, Costarellos on looks like 56 lap old tires and Stone on 36 lap old tires, so about a 20 lap difference. I think that outside line may work, but if I'm Cameron Stone, I'm gonna if I have a gap, gonna get to the bottom as soon as possible in front of Probst to get to the bumper of Costarellos very quickly here.
So the field back in the hands of the 15. Jimmy Costarellos is going to get us restarted once more. He's riding Stone up the track. There he goes. He gets a nice jump, but Stone right on his tailgate. Now for this restart, do we see Stone try to use the bumper? He's going to try the outside a little bit here through 1 and 2. Not going to get it done there, but it leaves him in a great position to try to challenge Costarellos for the rest of this run should they stay clean behind him. Cam Stone clean through to 2nd, and Probst battling Lester for 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, and these top 4 drivers here are all on different tire strategy, with Costarellos on 58 lap old tires, Stone on 38, Probst on 23, and Lester on 13. And behind them is 13 for quite a few drivers. Advantage right now, Lester, as far as tires go. I wonder if Lester is able to get around Probst very quickly, if he's going to go up there and really put a big challenge on the number 57 and then eventually the 15.
Oh, Lester's sideways. He's in the wall. He's going to be able to save that, but Lester was absolutely sideways off of turn 4. Bennett Allen takes advantage around the top because Shartner checked up, and Chicano's going to go to the outside of Shartner now for 5th.
Chicano is now looking to the inside to take 5th away. He was able to get it done, so he sets his sights now on Bennett Allen to move up, and he's on 10 lap old tires, so he's got an even better advantage than a lot of these guys.
Allen up the racetrack. Schartner going to take advantage of that again. Here comes Lester recovering once more, peeking his nose to the inside of the 40 truck. The 10's going to spin. Andrew Schartner around right in front of Allen and Lester. He's not going to get touched from him. And he's going to end up turning that truck back the right way, but another yellow and yet another restart coming up for Costarellos and Stone.
Yeah, Stone had a great restart that last time by. Be interesting to see if he's able to continue with that or if Costarellos is going to really change things up now.
And Josh, you know, that looked to me like a case of a wheel hop. How easy is that to have happen on something like Martinsville with such heavy braking zone?
Very, very easy here. Just probably drove it in a little bit too deep. Had to get on the brakes a lot harder than normal. Send him around.
So unfortunate for the 10 truck there. But again, yet another restart here for Jimmy Costarellos. He's on pit road taking tires as well as the 57 of Stone. That's going to give Probst the lead.
I'm really shocked to see that.
35 remaining. Race off pit road. I think is Stone's. Unless Stone sped, which he just gave the position to Costarellos. Not sure there. Josh, what do you say? We dial up someone here while we're under yellow. Let's see if we can get a hold of our leader, Zach Probst. Zach Probst in the 62. This is Eric Wineland, JCTV booth. You got a copy, sir?
I gotcha.
Well, strategy amongst all of you guys racing up front has placed you now as the leader with 35 to go. So many yellows happening. I said this earlier. How many tricks do you have left up your sleeve on these restarts to try to keep these guys guessing?
I don't have many. Just changing the time I'm going, and I have one more set of tires, so that could help me if we get a caution with like 20 to go, which, judging by how this race has been, we're going to get one.
So that was my next question. How many tire sets do we have laying in the pits? When is the time to use those? When do you feel like is the best time to get on the tires to go to the finish of this race?
I'm going to use my set probably with 10 or 15 to go, maybe 20.
Do you feel that will be enough time for you in this race, especially with the way the race has gone here in the later stages?
I think it might, because all the cautions, cars might be wrecking in front of me, so if I avoid that, I'll be probably right behind Cam and Jimmy. And fresher tires, they're pretty big here.
Alrighty. Well, I'll let you get back to your team. Thank you for taking the moment to chat with us. Best of luck here to the finish of the race.
Thank you.
So, Josh, that was a chance to catch up with the 62 truck of Zach Probst, your leader, as he gets set for this restart. He said he doesn't have too many tricks up the sleeve here, but I imagine he's going to look to get a great restart with the 2020 champion-elect, Alonso Chicano, to his outside. Gonna get green here with 31 laps remaining from the paperclip. Green flag back in the air. Probst with Chicano with a huge restart to his outside.
Prince is going to drive it in deep.
Oh,
Help
contact.
From Lester to make it deep.
They're spinning in the back. No, they're gonna keep it straight. Someone at the tail end of the line there got knocked way out of line. Princeton up the track.
They're stacking behind him. Somehow all staying straight.
3 wide pretty much anywhere you look right now. These guys are absolutely using the bumpers. Michael Kruger has found himself in third. Now Costarellos looking for the move to the inside. Here comes Charlie Brown.
This is a huge advantage for Costarellos as he's on a lot fresher tires than your two leaders up front, number 62 and the number 71.
Costarellos and Charlie Brown, both choosing to stop under the last yellow, have taken full advantage of the contact and chaos of this restart. Meanwhile, Stone's still clawing his way up the field. He's well behind the 15 and 146 trucks. He's got a lot to make up. He now just gets himself clear right here in turn 3. Bennett Allen sideways. Bennett Allen hard in the wall. Alex Princeton bounces off the 40. Allen turns back up the racetrack, and I think he might have caught David Duke as well. Another restart.
And another incident with Bennett Allen.
We'll have to see if he got pitched sideways. I'm not sure if this one was his fault, Josh, but nonetheless, that 40 truck is having a race to forget here at Martinsville. Gonna line it up with another restart. This is our 17th caution of the race. And I think that has to easily be the Galaxy Truck Series record.
It's like Probst and Lester are down pit road. That is going to hand the lead over to Costarellos. But here on the replay...
Oh, Allen did get some help.
Cano got into the back of Bennett Allen to send him around. So this one is not on Bennett Allen. That one was caused there by the number 25, Alonzo Chocano.
Looks like Allen was just trying to sneak himself into line. I mean, it was just the slightest of contact, but Allen unfortunately caught the overcorrection back into the outside wall. But Chicano just trying to fill the gap. Allen trying to get himself down to the bottom. And unfortunately, Bennett Allen on the difficult end, receiving end of the contact, and ends up getting in the wall pretty hard. Alex Princeton kind of phased through him a little bit of netco contact, but still nonetheless picking up incident points there for the 9 truck as well. Lines these guys up for yet another restart, Josh. And I tell you what, something we missed there as we were watching our replays. We have a new leader because the current leader at the restart there pitted. Zach Probst down pit road, going to take 4 fresh tires with 23 laps remaining. He decides that it's the time to take those tires. Same with the 71 truck of Joseph Lester as well as the 33 of Joe Binder. Releases Jimmy Costarellos back to the lead of this race. And I said it earlier, Charlie Brown, quite the name, has found himself up to second now in tonight's race. Get you set for the restart coming up with about, I think it's going to be 22 or 21 laps to go here in tonight's Galaxy Truck Series 200. Jimmy Costarellos, your leader from the 146 of Charlie Brown. Cam Stone in the 57 rides third. Alonzo Chicano fourth. Alex Princeton in fifth. Andrew Shartner sixth. Michael Kruger having himself a night up here in seventh. Zach Probst back to eighth after the stop. Lester falls to ninth. Joe Binder down to 10th. That pretty much does it for all your trucks still out here on the lead lap. Dave Duke has absolutely persevered back to 11th. He is only 3 laps down. Restart coming here. Jimmy Costarellos is going to fire him off of turn 4 right here. He gets a huge jump over Charlie Brown. Cam Stone is going to look to the inside of that 146. Brown's going to give it up easy and actually let Chicano slide to his inside here for third. The battle 3 wide down here into turn 3. Kruger backing out of it. Lester and Probst going at it. Probst is getting a turn from his teammate. Lester tags Probst. Probst spins. I don't think he catches any damage, but unfortunate for Zach Probst in the 62, having to get himself righted. And just going to re-rack him and go again here with 20 inside of 20 laps remaining.
Well, they say, short track bumping and banging. What about short track bumping and banging from teammates there? These guys, they cannot catch a break.
So we saw Kruger get taken 3 wide right here. Lester takes the move. Kruger's going to back out of it. I don't know if... It looks like Lester missed the bottom, right? I mean, he just slides up and tags his teammate. So yet another restart here. 18 cautions now in tonight's event for 87 laps. Not what these guys wanted tonight, but it was a little bit of the short track mantra that you get here in iRacing. You either find guys that are absolutely giving it everything they got, or ones choosing to play patient. But here with inside 20 to go, it's pretty much all take and no give at this point in tonight's event.
Yeah, it looks like a black flag penalty was issued to Lester there for that incident involving him and Probst. So Lester will have to start in the back. Lights on the pace car are off, so we're going to go green next time by.
So I think they delayed the green here to let the penalty truck of Joseph Lester cycle to the back. He's actually sitting on pit road. Now the lights fully off. The iRacing pace car is going to make the left-hand turn right here onto pit road. Jimmy Costarellos, does he have another trick up his sleeve to beat Cam Stone on this restart? I tell you what, Charlie Brown's thinking about 3 wide for a moment as Costarellos rides up the track like he always has. Back green flag. Alex Princeton gonna pounce from the outside, get himself down into 3rd. He has a lot of damage on his truck, but he doesn't care. He's taking 3rd from Charlie Brown. Cam Stone sets his sights on trying to get to the 15 of Jimmy Costarellos.
Probst looking to the inside to take position away from the 146. Charlie Brown, he's going to be up to 4th place. No, not quite yet. Still side by side. Now clear off turn 4. He's P4 now. Fresher tires for him coming into play.
Chicano slides through. He's got the freshest tires, does the 25 of Alonso Chicano. Big blocking move from Alex Prince, and he still gives up the position to Probst. Chicano trying to take advantage around the top. Probst now clear for 3rd. He's got a little bit to go, though. He's some 2 seconds off the lead, as well as Chicano trying to get himself clear of Princeton. He's having to do the over-under switch. Still can't quite get it. Princeton's still defending well. Chicano might put the bumper to the 9. Charlie Brown still stuck on the top, is trying to soldier it out with the 10 of Shartner to his inside. Here goes Chicano for the move on the inside of the 9. He gets himself clear. Can he use his freshest tires in the field to recover 3 seconds back to the lead? Meanwhile, up front, Stone still holding ground behind Costarellos, not quite able to get to the bumper.
Great battle heating up for that lead between Costarellos and Stone. Stone staying close here. Less than a truck length between the two. Stone looking a little lower. Caution
Yellow
is
on the
out.
speedway. Another spin at the back. I'm not sure what this one is for, Josh. I believe it might be the 146. Might have gotten spun around. We'll have to go back and check on our replay.
Sure what happened there.
Oh, we catch it right there late. Is that the 86? I'm not sure who that was. Yeah, I believe it was Brian Haynes. Another classic KC. He got loose off the corner, didn't he?
That's exactly what it is there, Eric, and nobody else involved. But, you know, I think I don't know who the biggest beneficiary is of this caution. Jimmy K there, he was literally just going to the outside, having Stone dive it in to the inside on the straightaway for Stone to take the lead. Or is the biggest beneficiary of that caution going to be Zach Probst, who is on fresher tires? He was catching them, but I didn't think it was going to be enough. He's going to restart third, so I think we'll find out who the biggest beneficiary is in 7 laps here, Eric, assuming this doesn't go to overtime. But
I'd be willing to call it to the 25. Alonso Chicano has the oldest tire, or the newest tires, excuse me, in the field, having taken them just 12 laps ago. He was about 3.5 seconds off the lead after he got clear of Princeton. He just lost so much time behind that 9 truck. All of that time has been erased. It's just a matter of whether he or Probst, on the fresher rubber than the 2 leaders, can get the restart to be able to battle for the win.
yeah, I don't know, with him going to be restarting there in 4th position, second truck on the outside lane. It's going to be really interesting to see if he's able to get it done. His tires are only 6 laps fresher than the 62 of Zach Probst, who has 10 lap fresher tires than the 2 drivers in front of him, being Jimmy K, the leader, and Cameron Stone, number 57. Lights on the pace truck are off. We're going back green there, Eric.
So we're going to see yet another restart, this time inside 5 laps to go. These guys will have 4 laps remaining of the scheduled 200 lap distance here tonight. I would not rule out overtime with the way things have gone. Pace car, the iRacing Mustang pace car makes its left-hand turn onto pit road, releases the field into the hands once more of Jimmy Costarellos in the 15. He rides Cam Stone up the racetrack as he always does on these restarts. Fires off, gets a great restart. Probst now battling for 3rd. He didn't quite get to the inside of Cam Stone. Chicano slots down to 4th. It's a matter of whether these fresher tires, Josh, can get back to these 2 leaders, as Costarellos has cleared Stone. Stone is not going to give up this fight, though, as they come to 3 to go.
3 laps. There's a spin in turn 4. Somehow no caution. So we stay green up front.
That was Binder in the 33. I think no one else was coming, so the iRacing didn't trigger the yellow flag.
Chicano did get around Probst, so Chicano is now 3rd place. Coming to 2 laps to go. I don't think it's enough time, Eric, unless if something happens between Stone and Costarellos here. Caution is now out.
Chicano 5 truck lengths away, and it's not going to matter. Spin on the front straightaway. Not sure who it was for.
I believe
See
Lester.
if anyone fresh is on the speedway. It doesn't look like it. We believe it to be the 71 of Joseph Lester. Let's go ahead and run us back a little bit here. See the 71 truck. He was trying to recover after being a couple laps down. Back here in the fray of some of the lap trucks. Oh, massive checkup there in the middle of the corner, and Lester had nowhere to go. See if we can catch this from our replay cameras one more time. I think Joe Binder might have gotten knocked out of line down here into 3. Oh, Kruger sailed it off and he had to stop, and Lester had nowhere to go but to get in the back of Kruger. Unfortunate for the 81, who was just getting himself back to the lead, or just got himself back in the lead lap. Was trying to battle Joe Binder there, and I think he might have just sent it off a little too deep down into turn 3.
We are going to have another restart.
I tell you what. Oh, there it is. I missed it on my end, but Lester did spin in the subsequent lap, I believe. I thought the yellow was for the contact, but it appears not. Looks like Lester just, yep, he just pitches it sideways out of 4 and ends up spinning. And I think that's going to cause him to retire from tonight's event. Not sure if an admin got to him or what, but we're going to get another restart. This time, our first attempt, Josh, at a green-white checkered.
So here we go. Well, not quite. Lights on the pace car are still on, so we're going to go at least another lap around with lights still on. But it does appear, I can't confirm, that the Galaxy Truck Series officials have parked Lester for the remainder of the race.
Getting reports, yep, the 71 truck has been asked to meet in the Galaxy Truck Series hauler after tonight's event. I think you'll have an early head start there, as it appears he has retired from tonight's event. Lights are off on the iRacing Mustang pace car. Gonna get a restart once more. Now, the first green-white checkered stands in front of Jimmy Costarellos and Cam Stone. Chicano there in 3rd. Probst back to 4th. How can they try to pounce on these front 2? Can they capitalize if the front 2 get together? The 9 of Princeton rides 5th. Charlie Brown still riding 6th. Can these guys take advantage of a potential big wreck in front of them? The pace car makes his left-hand turn onto pit road. Jimmy Costarellos is going to fire off even earlier this time. He gets a huge jump on Cam Stone, some 2-3 truck lengths by the time they reach turn 1. 2 laps remaining here at Martinsville.
Great restart for Costarellos. He's going to be able to just kind of ride this thing out into the sun, if you will, off turn 4. Going to take the white flag.
White flag in the air one more time around from Martinsville. Costarellos has Stone right up his tailgate. Can Stone do anything down here in turn 3? Look for a bump and run maneuver from the 57. He's going to get in deep. Costarellos goes even deeper just to make sure he avoids it. Jimmy Costarellos off of turn 4 will win the Galaxy Truck Series 200 here at Martinsville.
You know, big shout out, though, to Stone. Both you and I put him down as it's not going to be able to compete for the win after that massive wreck for him. So big shout out to him for sticking to it and getting second, but huge win for Costarellos. Looks like we're about to get a smoke show.
That number 15 Toyota Tundra of Jimmy Costarellos, your winner tonight here at Martinsville. After 206 grueling laps. Post-race interviews coming up here on JCTV. We'll let you celebrate with Jimmy Costarellos as we get set for post-race here from Martinsville. Welcome back to post-race coverage here on JCTV of the Galaxy Truck Series 200 from the virtual Martinsville Speedway. Concluded tonight. Gonna get you your post-race interviews coming right up. Saw Jimmy Costarellos win ahead of some fast trucks out here. Stone, Chicano, Probst, Prince in your top 5. Shartner was 6th, Brown 7th. Joe Binder battled back in his debut to 8th. Michael Kruger 9th, and David Duke. What a story he was, back to 10th. But gonna go ahead and catch up first with our 5th place finisher, Alex Princeton. Alex, saw quite the adversity out of you tonight, persevering through just incident after incident tonight, and you bring home a 5th place finish on that final green-white checker. Walk me through first just that final restart and how stressful that was for you in that 9 truck.
Yeah, the last one was very stressful. I knew I didn't have the tires. Some of those guys behind me did, and I didn't want to end up hitting the 25 or 62. I think on lap 170, I kind of got into 25, and 71 got into me, and been a crazy night. I'm just glad to get out with a 5th and go on from here.
So tell me, you battled all night. We saw you ended up being caught up in quite a few of the incidents tonight. 9 trips to pit road overall. Believe it or not, that was not the most, but I mean, just how tough was it out there to battle through all the damage and still end up, I mean, you had a great race there with Charlie Brown at the end to come home in 5th.
Yeah, I'll definitely take it. I'm not. I'm happy to get out, but I'm not super proud of it. I don't like racing that way. I prefer to have long green runs and be pretty clean. It's frustrating when get a few laps in and then someone else spins and we get all bunched back up. But yeah, a lot of those cautions, I just wanted to get to the back and kind of start over and reset. And then a couple of them I got some damage, but the majority of them, it was just a matter of kind of hiding in the back for a while.
Well, we look beyond. Next week is the final race of the season. Are you confident headed to Phoenix in the mile dogleg oval next week?
It's been a long time since I've been to the Phoenix, so I might have to try to get some practice in and see how I do. But I'll definitely get prepared and see how it goes. Just want to say congrats to Jimmy and again, sorry to 25 car for lap 20 or lap 170 incident.
So before I let you get out of here, firstly, do we have any plans for 2021 or beyond in the truck series, or making a move to potentially the Galaxy Cup Series next year?
Cup Series full time with the PBR, and gonna probably run a limited truck schedule. I'll try to run as much as I can.
All right. Well, before I let you get out of here, anyone you'd like to thank for that number 9 trucks run to 5th place tonight? Who helps get it done week in and week out for you?
Just thank local John Deere dealership and Caribou Coffee and all those that help and support me.
All righty. Well, that is the driver that finished 5th tonight. The number 9 John Deere Ford F-150 of Alex Princeton. Very solid run for him tonight. Josh, I believe you're catching up with our 4th place finisher, Zach Probst.
Yeah, Zach, it's Josh in the JCTV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Man, you had a great race tonight. Overall, I really thought you were going to walk away with the win here. Break us down through how those last few restarts really impacted the end of your race.
Well, one of them had a pretty big impact, and that was when Lester took me out. Don't know what he was thinking there, but it looked like he just got tight, and he drove it right up into my quarter panel. That one had the most impact because my tires were killed after that. And then on second to last one, I got loose coming out of 4, which put me into 4th, and that's where I finished.
Now, do you think? I mean, obviously, with that contact with Lester there, that really hurt your race a lot. I'm just wondering here, anything that you might have been able to do just a little bit different to uh, try to, uh, ultimately go on to put yourself into a better position to win.
Not really, because if that incident hadn't happened, we wouldn't have gotten bunched back up, and probably would have finished fourth or fifth. But in order to avoid that incident, I probably could have stayed higher in the corner, but just unfortunate.
Now you had a different strategy throughout the race than everybody else, staying out. The first time you pit was actually at the conclusion of stage 2. Was that really a call? I noticed you and your teammates, Lester and Mouche, both kind of followed suit. Was that a team call, really, or just something kind of last minute that you all decided to do?
Before the race started, we talked about our strategy, and I mentioned pitting at stage 1, but then then they told me that we'd only have one set for the last 100 laps, and I changed that. So we all decided to try to save 2 for the final stage rather than 1, and worked out for one of us.
All right. Well, before I let you go, is there any shout outs or team shout outs or sponsor shout outs you'd like to give? Who gets it done for you behind the scenes?
I'd like to thank Patrick Miuche, I don't know how to pronounce his name, for the setup and the strategy. That was very helpful.
All righty. Well, that was the 4th place finisher of Zach Probst. Great run by him tonight. We'll be looking forward to seeing him tomorrow night in the Cup side of things. But Eric, I believe you have caught up with the 3rd place finisher, Alonzo Chocano.
Yeah, I got Alonzo down here in the pits. Alonzo, you're our 2020 champion elect, and I'm pretty sure you're glad that you didn't have any points worry in tonight's event after a race like that. But man, how did you take the freshest tires there at the end and ended up clawing back to 3rd, just too short of where you wanted to be?
Yeah, man, it definitely was not an easy race. My plan, like from the start, was to save a set of tires. So I again didn't take any tires until the end of stage 2, just so like by the time stage 3 came, I pitted, and had fresh tires and still had 2 sets to play around with. So it worked out to where I was able to use those 2 and work my way up to the field. But in the end, I didn't have enough time or speed to be there and catch Jimmy or Cam.
So we saw a lot of attrition, a lot of adversity tonight. Just how did you battle through that and still end up managing to bring home this 3rd place finish? I mean, this has to be a giant relief to you. Like I said, that you don't have a points battle looming over your head for this, but I mean, nonetheless, a grueling race to gut out.
Yeah, it definitely was not easy. I had to really be patient for the first 2 stages. I felt like I had a decent fast truck. I felt like I could get a top 5, but it was just going to depend on missing the wrecks and missing the dive bombers and people just being overly aggressive like really early. There was a lot of self spins. There was, like I said, a lot of people being really aggressive and diving in the corners. And for those first 2 stages, like those people who thought they needed to be somewhere really quick, I just let them go and let them do their thing. And just by the end of it, just make sure I had a truck to be able to race for the win, like always.
All right. Well, 2020 champion-elect, Mr. Chicano, before I let you get on out of here, anyone you'd like to thank for your 3rd place run tonight who helps get it done on that 25 truck?
I'd like to thank all the guys in the shop, everyone in the team. As always, I'd like to thank my girlfriend. She's my #1 fan. And, of course, you guys for bringing the show to the people.
All right, well, that is our third place finisher, Josh Alonso Chicano. What a run for the champion here in 2020. He has one more race to look forward to with Phoenix next week. Josh, I believe you also have caught up now with our second place finisher, Cam Stone.
Yeah, it was a very crazy race for Stone, up and down all day long. Stone, you started on the pole, dominated stage one, and the pit sequence after the conclusion of stage one put you in the back. You got up into some issues. Did you think that you'd be able to work your way back up to have another shot? Specifically talking about that first incident with you.
Well, I knew if I didn't have engine damage that I had speed to get back up there. I didn't anticipate that many guys staying out at the end of the stage. So, it just harkens back to what I told you guys before the race. Track position's the most important thing. If you can get out front and stay there, you'll probably end up with a clean truck at the end of the night. But, about 10, 11 guys stay out. We go back to mid pack and get caught up in everybody else's tomfoolery, and luckily truck didn't have any engine damage. Knocked the toe out a little bit, so it made it tighter. Then when I did get back up front, I was on older tires than Costarello's, trying to stay clear of him, and spun myself. Toes out, turning the wheel too hard at the exit, and just spun myself. So. A couple of embarrassing moments tonight. We had the speed to get it done. If we had a few more laps there at the end on one of those runs, I did get to his back bumper when we had about a 6-lap run, but just didn't have enough laps to get it done.
That was definitely a great run for you, nonetheless. But is there anything? I mean, we know you're good at Martinsville anyway, but is there anything that you can really take out of tonight's race for tomorrow for the Cup Series to set you up to lock yourself into the championship on the Cup side of things?
Really, the biggest takeaway from tonight is track position's even more important than I thought it was. It doesn't matter if you're running 20th or 6th. If you've got anybody in front of you, you can't really predict anything that's going to happen. Probably going to see me staying out on older tires than a lot of guys tomorrow night, because just being paranoid to lose a track position.
Well, before I let you get out of here, I'm curious, do you have any sponsor or team shout-outs you'd like to give?
Well, I always want to shout out Coors Light. Had them on the truck tonight. Couldn't get it done. It's going to be last truck race of the season, so you won't see me on track at Phoenix. Strong run. Wish we could have come away with the win, but just couldn't get it done. Want to thank all the guys affiliated with HRD. Alonzo had a really good run tonight, as usual. Cody, Ryan, all those boys had a tough night as well, kind of like me. Want to congratulate Costarellos for getting his first win. Drove a great race. Had a really fast car. He was really the only one I was worried about all night. So, hats off to him for getting it done. Just ready to go out there tomorrow night and finish one spot better.
All right, well, you go enjoy Coors Light, and we'll see you next time out there. But that's driver the number 57, Cameron Stone. I believe, Eric, you are finally with our winner, Mr. Jimmy K.
Hey,
Yes, sir. I got him. Jimmy, what an amazing restart there on that final run, that final green-white checker. Just walk me through first here how you were able to beat the pole sitter from tonight, Cam Stone.
Well, first off, much respect to Mr. Cam Stone. He definitely could have moved me there, and I was anticipating it, but luckily he didn't quite get it right up there. But I was really disappointed when that last caution came out, because I think I created a little bit of separation, and I knew once I got the white flag, I pretty much had the race won. and I got really nervous because I know Chicano is teamed up with Stone, so I knew he was going to kind of let him by there on that restart. I was very tight in the center, so I knew knew he would have the run coming off, but I just kept the car glued to the bottom, and he wasn't gonna pass me. I was gonna make sure of that.
Well, we saw a lot of adversity being battled out there tonight. A few times with the pit sequences, you found yourself toward the back. How were you able to finally cycle yourself to the front? I mean, was the strategy something you planned coming in, or did you just have to kind of play it by ear with how the race went?
You know, when I pitted on the first stage, I was actually very nervous because I saw Zach stayed out, and obviously he's going to have another set of tires on me there. But I don't know, everything got played out pretty well. Starting in the back, it was definitely pretty nerve-wracking, pretty crazy going on. A lot of pretty crazy stuff going on back there. I got in one wreck, so did Cam. I got rear-ended a little bit, but luckily I didn't have too much damage to repair. So even coming from the back, we were in a pretty good spot, and the car was amazing fast the entire night.
So yeah, Cam put you under a lot of pressure there. I mean, I asked you earlier on, but I need to know now here at post race. I mean, did you run out of restart tricks? We saw you start to really battle and push the guys up the track. I mean, at one point, you and Lester were banging doors.
Yeah, that was a little bit of error on my part. Once again, with my sound not working, it kind of just really threw me off tonight. Even going in the corners, I couldn't tell if I was really locking up the brakes. So a few times I went in and I pushed in the center because I overdrove it. So I was at a big disadvantage, but I'm definitely not going to use that, as an excuse or anything. But I don't know. Altogether, great race. Finally happy to get one. I think I've had like 6 or 7 starts now, so I finally have a win under my belt. Real happy.
Well, you finally get your first win. I mean, first off, how sweet does it feel to finally get that one here in the Truck Series before the conclusion of the 2020 season?
It's it means a lot. I'm really happy because I feel like I kind of gave away a few of the races. One that comes to mind is one of my first races here in Galaxy is Darlington. The trucks, I literally gave it to my teammate Rich. So really excited to finally get one. And I just need a few more here in the trucks to catch up with him. And I will. I'll catch up. I'll surpass him. I'm not worried about that.
So we look first forward to Phoenix. Are you excited for the 1 mile D-shaped oval with the dog leg? I mean, are you excited with what you got in terms of kind of a short track program like what you had tonight?
Yeah, I've always been good at Phoenix. Unfortunately, I haven't raced it since about 2014 or 2015 when I quit iRacing. So I haven't even raced at the new Phoenix, but I'm pretty good at short tracks. I know I'll be competitive. I know I'll be up front. So I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm just happy. I think I called it on last week's broadcast. I told Cam I was coming for him. So we came out and we did what we said we were going to do.
All right, next, looking beyond, before I let you get out of here, beyond a 2021, do you have a full truck schedule lined up? Are you looking toward the Galaxy Cup Series even? What does 2021 hold in store for the driver of the number 15 truck?
Yeah, so I signed with SPR full-time for the Cups. If it's not, or if it is allowed, then I'll definitely be running full-time in the trucks. I love racing these things. I love racing with all the truck guys. So I'll definitely be back next year full-time if I can.
Alrighty, well, one more before you go. Anyone you'd like to thank for your win tonight who helps get it done on that 15 truck week in and week out?
Yeah, absolutely. Rich Petrucco, SPR, signing me in the Cup Series, having confidence in me. My teammate Andrew Shartner, me and him were practicing a little earlier for a few hours, so we definitely came up with a good set. He helped me out big time. Joey King, Dan Fields, my buddy Joe Gwilt. We're real life buddies along with Andrew Shartner. He was spotting for me a little bit, so thanks to him. And last but not least, my dad's on his way up here. He's like 30 minutes out, and he was still watching on his phone the race. So I got to thank him for, watching me and supporting me every single week. So thanks, Dad.
Alrighty, well, that's the driver of the number 15, Jimmy Costarellis, getting his first win here in the Galaxy Truck Series. Not too soon. One race remaining here in the 2020 season. We wish the best to Costarellis and the rest of the Galaxy field out here tonight for one more race. Josh, we look forward to Phoenix next week. I mean, no real race for the championship. Alonso Chicano already locked that one up, but nonetheless, these guys are going to go off with a bang here in the finale of the 2020 season.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that one for sure, Eric. We'll be riding on board with Chicano quite a bit next week. He is confirmed going to be our in-race reporter as well. He reached out to me a few weeks ago and asked if he could do that. So I'm looking forward to Phoenix, although we're not going to have a big championship battle, as you said, Eric. Still a trophy to hand out, and that's a race win trophy. So definitely going to be a good one. And it's another short track, mile-long track rather than the half mile tonight. So I expect some bumping and banging. Maybe not as crazy as tonight was, but it's going to be a good one.
We'll expect a lot of bumping and banging tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in over on 3 Wide TV for the Galaxy Cup Series. The cutoff race, the final race before the Championship 4 race at Phoenix, happens tomorrow night at Martinsville on 3 Wide TV for the Cup Series. Guys, be sure to tune into that starting at 7:30. Josh, I think it's going to do it for us tonight. Jimmy Costarello's home with another win, or with his first win, of the Galaxy Truck Series 2020 half season. We see the battle for second in points just get a little bit tighter. Princeton gaining a lot of ground there on Joseph Lester. But that should all be settled next week at Phoenix. From the Galaxy Truck Series admins, Cam Stone, Ryan Samuelson, Rich Petrucco, from Josh Coppernoll, my partner here in the broadcast booth, I'm Eric Wineland saying good night. Stay healthy out there. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same old place here on JCTV. For the final race of the Galaxy Truck Series season from Phoenix next Friday night. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and I hope you guys all have a great night. Signing off here from Martinsville.